Hello there, in this video we are going to attempt that write yourself section for return values. So let's begin. Exercise 6-8. City names. Write a function called city country that takes in the name of a city and its country. The function should return a string formatted like this: Santiago, Chile. I don't know how to pronounce it. So very easy. We can create our function with the def keyword, def city country. It takes city and country, and we are just going to return. Now you can return in just one line, or you can create your variable. Let's try to return in one line: city and country, and you can also make it title. So we are doing too many things in a single line. We are combining two variables using fstring. We are making that title using the title method, and we are also returning. So if you don't like it, we can do it in multiple lines. So let's say the formatted name, I can say formatted name is this, and then is this, and then we can return the formatted name, and we can use our function. So city is, let's say, Santiago, like the example Santiago, and the country is Chile. I don't know how to pronounce it. Chill, whatever. So I can just say the name is this, and we can print our name: Python exercise.py Santiago, Chile. One thing I forgot is adding a comma here. This will work. Now let's look at exercise 8-7. Album. Write a function called make album that builds a dictionary describing a music album. The function should take in an artist name and an album title, and it should return a dictionary containing these two pieces of information. Use the function to make three dictionaries representing three different albums. Print each return values to show that the dictionaries are storing the album information correctly. Okay, so let's do it. So we are creating a function called make album, and it needs two arguments. What are they? Artist and title. Artist and title. And we are just going to return a dictionary. Artist is the key, and then the value is artist, and so on with the title. Now we need a colon here. Now we can call our function, but now since the function is not printing anything, we will need to get the returned value. I can say album1 is make album. Now let's say artist is Michael Jackson, and the title is Thriller. Now I don't know the name of many albums, but let's say the second for the second album, artist is again Michael Jackson, and the title is Bad. And for album 1 and for album 3, we can use another artist. Let's use Linkin Park, and the title is, what is, can I remember the album name? Yes, one is called Hybrid Theory. And I can print these albums. Now if you want, you can use a for loop. So for album, and you can create a list right here: album 1, album 2, album 3. This is a very common way of using a for loop, is constructing a list directly here. So anyways, let's print our album. Now let's run our code, and we got 3 albums. Now let's continue the problem and see what is remaining. Use none to add an optional parameter to make album that allows you to store the number of songs on an album. If the calling line includes a value for the number of songs, add the value to the album's dictionary. Make at least one new function call that includes the number of songs on on an album. Okay, now we can say songs, number of songs, and first we will need to make it optional using none. So by default, songs is set to nothing. If songs is not none, that's how you check if something is not none, but we haven't talked about the is operator. You could do if songs is not equal to none, but that's not how we normally do it in Python. If song is not none, or you could just say if song is none, you can just return this. Now missing return at some other path. Okay, so we can return, otherwise we add our song, songs, and we just add our songs value. Now there might be other ways of writing the same code, uh, not like not like how I wrote it. For example, you could create your dictionary first. You could say use DCT, and you create your dictionary like this, and then you can return your DCT in the end. And if song is not none, instead of returning, you can add songs to your dictionary. That's another way of creating the same function. In Python or in any language, you have multiple ways of solving the same problem. This is another one. I think this is a more common way of doing it. This is how most people would do it. They just create one dictionary, and based on the condition, they are modifying the dictionary. In this case, we are adding an item to our dictionary. Now let's say Thriller has 5 songs and Hybrid Theory has 2 songs. And now we can run our code and see what we get. Now the first one has songs, the last one has songs, but this one doesn't. This one does not have songs. Now what would happen if I remove this if and just added the songs like this? Now I will get songs regardless of what value I provide. If I don't provide any value, I will get none. Let me show you. So I get none in this example. Anyways, now let's look at the last one. User albums. Start with your program from exercise 6-7. Write a while loop that allows users to enter an album's artist and title. Once you have that information, call make album with the user's input and print the dictionary that's created. Be sure to include a quit value in the while loop. Okay, so we have our make album, and now we are going to use a while loop to actually take input. So let's do it. While true, you can take artist equal to input, provide artist name, title equal to input, provide the title. Now you can create your album. From the make album function. You pass artist and you pass title. Now this can be a little confusing because the parameter and argument are the same. We are essentially saying artist is equal to artist and title is equal to title. Now here you need to know that this artist is from here and this artist is from here. So the first artist is the parameter, is the placeholder. The second artist is actually the value that you will store in the placeholder. If it's confusing, you can use different names. You can say A and you can say T. Artist is A, title is T. If that's easier to remember. Now we can print our album. We can print our album. And I didn't ask input for songs to make it simpler. And the last thing you need to do is check for a quit. Check for a quit. If A is quit, then break out of our loop. And the same goes with T. If T is break, then again break out of the loop. Otherwise, we are just gonna print a dictionary. Now let's run our code. Python exercises.py. Provide artist name Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. And title, let's use the example Thriller. I don't know about many albums. So I got my dictionary. Now for the next one, we can just say quit and we got out of the program. So this is it for the try it yourself section, and I hope it all makes sense, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.